Is there a problem with XRP? Peepo Coin Channel, Aussie, hello lovely humans. Given XRP and the cryptocurrency industry as a whole, this is an intriguing subject to pose at this time. Unless October 6th was the high, the cryptocurrency market and XRP don't appear to be following the four-year pattern. That I don't believe. With XRP, we're in this strange predicament. I'm going to present you with some information that will truly take you by surprise. You wouldn't even believe that we are in this predicament, but I've been telling you that over the last 2 or 3 weeks there has been a change in the attitude about XRP, and this might even present an opportunity. As usual, though, I would want to remind you that I will never advise you to purchase, sell, or hold. Not financial advice, of course. Always conduct your own research before making an investment. Very, very significant. Additionally, keep in mind that I will never message you on social media to ask you to send me money or join up for anything. They are con artists. Be extremely cautious out there, please. I don't use Facebook, Instagram, Telegram, or TikTok. There, I'm not DMing you. Please exercise extreme caution. All right, I forgot, so people are waiting for XRP. Time of technical difficulty. Right now, XRP is up 0.8% for the day at 287. $122,000 for Bitcoin, $4,180 for Ethereum. It doesn't feel that way in the market, despite the fact that, yes, if we refresh here, we can see that the fear and greed index is at 60. It doesn't feel all that different now at 28 than it did at 60, in my opinion. Correct. It might be, because Bitcoin reached a new all-time high, which we actually need to trace out there. That attitude simply increased. When that occurred, I was, offline. Well, however, you can see that as soon as we reached a new peak, the market saw a 7 to 8% decline in assets yesterday, and XRP also saw a decline, returning to that 287, falling below 3. Therefore, we didn't stay up beyond 3 here for XRP for very long. We succeeded in reaching the stochastic RSI's peak. It's a really, really annoying situation, isn't it? We discussed the possibility of seeing this sinus-like movement. Actually, we're witnessing that more for XRP. Up and down, up and down, up and down is what you can see. And for that reason, the 1348 EMA is sort of in the ringer here because we're getting momentum, then selling off, and then selling off again. This makes the situation extremely complex. I asked the question for that reason. Is there a problem? Is there a problem? Correct. People say that it's difficult to move as before throughout the brief season, but we'll come to the answer a little bit towards the finish with XRP. Why are there 5 coins with a market capitalization of over $1 billion? 19 coins with a market capitalization of over $10 billion? 123 coins with a market capitalization of over $1 billion? 53 coins with a market capitalization of over $10 million? And 851 coins with a market capitalization of over $10 million. In order to pump this material in the manner we have seen in the past, these markets require billions of new inflows. The majority of Bitcoin inflows are ETFs, which consumers do not frequently switch to. ETF investors won't suddenly decide to sell tens of billions of Bitcoin ETFs and invest in other ventures. Naturally, in earlier cycles when market values were around 100 times lower, it was simpler to produce enormous parabolic spikes on various out season. Therefore, it may increase. In the next 5 to 10 years, it can and will do 10 times as much. However, it's possible that we won't witness the identical motions as previously. Again, that is a question. The answer is unknown to me. I am not a prophet. I believe we discussed the phases. The phases of Ethereum, Bitcoin, and huge caps. According to theory, we should currently be in phase 3 of the 4-year cycle. We also discussed how the ETFs have increased the amount of money at the top, but because the money is locked in these ETFs, it can move into the big caps and into the lesser altcoins. The IRAs have it locked in. I take it that it's locked in the retirement accounts. It is unable to escape. Although the assets on top are much greater, a significant portion of that potential funding may move into phase 3. However, if owners in phases 1 and 2 do make money, they might be making a lot more money than they would have in a prior cycle. All right? As a result, you have more money, but less of it is flowing in. However, the amount of money flowing in may be significantly greater than what we have seen in past cycles. All right, now using leverage is always an option if you want to profit from the markets. If you're intrigued, the opportunity will be provided by our partner BTCC. In addition to the 10% bonus on your initial deposit, you also receive over $500 USDT and an additional bonus of up to $10,000 per user. Please, please, please trade responsibly, though, as always. Leverage has helped me make a lot of money, but it has also cost me a lot of money. Thus, exercise caution. Additionally, we have witnessed exchanges shut down despite the fact that millions of people have trusted BTCC for more than 14 years. We have witnessed their insolvency. They have been observed to close positions. Read the user agreement then. Make sure you are aware of both the hazards and the benefits. All right, according to Justin, retail opinion toward XRP has become extremely pessimistic, hitting its greatest FUD levels in 6 months, and actually pointing to a possible price recovery. Correct? Thus, this is intriguing. You mean September 17th? We observed a really bullish situation, correct? Regarding XRP, I apologize. Yes. Ratio of bullish to bearish. Overly excited, cowardly, and dependable to a top signal. The ratio is currently bullish-bearish. Well, this may indicate that we are on the verge of flipping, isn't it? Because as you may recall, the traditional scenario is for everyone to be in a state of euphoria and exclaim, "Oh my God, this is amazing." At that point, the large money usually begins shorting, selling off, and the market begins to decline again. However, there are times when the feeling is extremely negative and low, and we can see this in the views, such as on YouTube, where I know you're viewing right now, but the views are declining. Since I haven't been following my usual 3 to 3 a day routine, it's difficult to tell, but let's say videos were receiving 20,000, 25,000, or more views, and now they're receiving fewer. Additionally, I've noticed that it has drastically decreased on other channels. As a result, sentiment is negative. People aren't as interested. Well, there is currently a negative atmosphere surrounding XRP, even if the price is still very, very good at 287. However, people have lost faith because of the July run-up and the fact that we didn't continue to reach 5, 10, 100, or 1,000. Additionally, I pointed up those 4-digit videos a few weeks ago. Well, in retrospect, I was correct, don't you think? Due to the fact that individuals were producing those films, we currently find ourselves in a situation where, well, it didn't go to 1,000, people say. Isn't it a failure? No. All right, well, there are ups and downs in the market. We must keep that in mind. All right, it is extremely, extremely crucial. In just 1 week, CFTC regulated options on Solana and XRP futures were introduced. This comes after 59 billion and the total future volume of XRP and Solana. CME organizations are still tweeting about this, pushing it, and demonstrating how much traffic these CFTC-regulated options have actually generated. I appreciate you watching. Next time, I hope to see you. Let's make a lot of money, as I usually say.